Welcome to Proven and Probable, where we deliver mining insights and bullion sales in the form of physical delivery, offshore depositories, and private blockchain distributed ledger technology.
Welcome to Proven and Probable. I'm your host, Maurice Jackson. Before we begin, I pray that you and your family are in good care during these unprecedented times. I'd also like to share that if history is to define us, let it show that in times of despair that we care. And what I mean by that is that we care for one another, irrespective of whatever differences we may have. Let's be there for one another. And I'll leave it at that. Okay. Now, any interview that we conduct is never to be misconstrued as financial advice. We're only going to give you information that we are personally implementing or value propositions that we see. I'd like to cover three with you. One is problems and issues. Number two is junior mining companies. And number three is physical precious metals. Let's talk about the big one here, which is problems and issues. Our government is trying to solve a problem by issuing currency. That currency is debt. If you ever notice the top of a Federal Reserve note means you owe something to someone. That has to be repaid to someone. That someone is, of course, the Federal Reserve. You know that, and I know that. The longer issue, or the bigger consequence of this, is going to create an issue for us. And you know that, and I know that. Many of your friends and neighbors may not be aware of that. And so there's an advocacy for having these checks. It solves a short-term problem, but it creates a bigger issue down the road. And let's discuss two options that we have that may, or I shouldn't say may, that will benefit us from the actions of the Federal Reserve in our Congress. So let's talk about junior mining companies. One of the questions I'm receiving is, what companies are we buying? It's quite simple. It's the companies we interview. It can't get any easier than that. Or also, if you look at our sponsor tab, look at our sponsors. Those are the companies that we are buying. Another question we're receiving is, have we sold any of our positions? The answer is no. We're only looking to add to our positions, especially with this market volatility. But we are not selling, have no intentions of selling. We feel we're in good hands with the positions we've held thus far. Segue now into physical precious metals. I'd like to give you two examples of what separates Proven and Probable along with Miles Franklin Precious Metals Investments from our competitors. The first was, I received a telephone call from one of my clients at 4 o'clock in the morning. He wanted to purchase 6 ounces of silver. Now, to many of you, that may seem kind of odd that someone would call me at 4 o'clock in the morning. And why 6 ounces of silver? Why? Because that was the purchase that he wanted to make, and it was important to him. It was important to me. I wear that as a badge of honor. I'm not here to judge anyone on their purchase. Never, ever. So don't hesitate to give me a call or correspond with me and make your first purchase, or an existing client that wants to make a purchase. There's never a limit that I would say is too small for you. I wear it again as a badge of honor that you entrust me with your financial future. Now, let me share with you the silver purchase that he made, because he asked me what I thought was the best value proposition, and I said silver kangaroos. That's correct. I said silver kangaroos. So in reference to silver kangaroos, many of you are trying to purchase silver, and we, by the way, Miles Franklin, we have gold, silver, and platinum in inventory. And yes, the metal that I'm buying is platinum. But if I were to purchase silver, it will be silver kangaroos, and here's why. For the same purchase price, I could get 500 silver eagles. I'm using a monster box in this example. I could get 500 silver eagles, or I could get 640 silver kangaroos, which come in two mini boxes of 250 ounces per box, sealed. And they're going to be 2020, by the way. And same for the silver eagles. But you could own 640 ounces of silver kangaroo versus 500 silver eagles. That's a very simple value proposition to understand. Why is it that you may not hear competitors discuss the kangaroos? It's quite obvious. I will be the one that will be benefiting from the purchase of the silver eagles, because that is a profit I will be making versus you getting the profit of 140 more ounces of silver. So my obligation and the trust that you have with me is to provide you the best value proposition, because if you win, then I win. And before you make your purchase with any competitors, make sure they're licensed, insured, and bonded, At Miles Franklin, we're licensed, we're insured, and we're bonded. We have a 30-year track record, over $6 billion in sales, an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and 0 customer complaints in those 30 years. If you'd like to get a hold of me, it's very simple. Dial 855-505-1900. That number again is 855-505-1900. Or you may email Maurice@milesfranklin.com. That's Maurice@milesfranklin.com. In closing, more important than financial wealth, we wish you and your family good health.
The information presented on Proven and Probable is provided for educational and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice, or any other advice. You should not make any financial, investment, or trading decision based on any of the information presented without first undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or competent financial advisor.